Welcome back to the Ultimate Career Planning series. In this series, you would have seen me speak about two subtopics. The first one being how to turn on your self-starter or the self-leadership potential. The second one being how to develop a plan to further your career. These are the two subtopics you would have seen me talking about. There are lots of videos under these two subtopics. You can check that out on the channel. And the third one that we are getting into now is about getting your career on the right track. All right, so there are going to be many videos coming in this sub-series. Stay tuned. All right, so let's get on to the introduction of this topic, which is getting your career on the right track. Okay, let's see what are the things that are going to be coming up under this. The first one being, even before we get started on this, I just want to just discuss on this one important topic. Okay, when I talk about getting your career on the right track, it does not essentially mean that you have to change the track. It does not mean that you have to always jump the ship. You need not be a job hopper all the time. You can still figure out what are the opportunities available and how you can prospectively, or even progressively improve the chances within the organization that you are in. The biggest reason why you should job hopping should not be probably the very first option is because whatever position you are in, when you hop a job, you have to build things from scratch, because trust building is a process. It doesn't happen overnight. It just doesn't happen because you joined a different organization. You have to build your trust. You have to build your influence. You have to showcase all the things that you have done in your current organization. So let that not be your very first option when it's about getting your career on the right track. All right, with that, you're going to be learning about tips on improving your career prospect. That's the first thing you're going to be learning, mainly in this video. And then further, you're going to be learning about move within your current company. How do you recognize things? What are the opportunities available? How do you even do that? And just to make the transition within your organization. As I said, it's a bit more easier because you can get a lot of testimonials from people you have worked with already, so that this transition is much more easier. All right, so that's the first thing you have to keep in mind while switching within your organization. The third one is learn about promotion plan and how to use one effectively. And fourth one under this series is how to make a break and move on. So I've kept it as the last option because, I cannot say that cannot be an option. That's always an option to switch companies, but probably keep it as not the first option. All right. So with that, let's get started. We are going to be looking at tips on improving your career prospect now. All right. So let's see what are the internal advancement and development opportunities that you can explore within your current organization. The context is, like I said, it's not always about jumping the ship when things are not going right. With the right plan, you can set your career in the right track within the current job. Okay, so that's the context I want to talk about. And let's get going with the first one. So reason why you are looking for kind of a shift within your organization, or even you feel unhappy, or what's the thing? What are the triggers? All right, the first thing is stuck in a comfort zone. So as humans, the very big reason why we have evolved into such a powerful species is because we constantly want to be better. We constantly keep inventing. We have used so many tools through our evolutionary process, and so many things have made life such an easy thing for us. Actually, in spite of so many people complaining about life, if you look at the current era of mankind, this is the best or the most comfortable era that we have ever seen before. All right, so if you're not exploring new things, if you're not growing, if you're stuck in the comfort zone, you might feel unhappy, irrespective of the kind of environment, kind of job that you're in. All right, sometimes doing the same thing over and over again feels like you're stuck in a zone. So you might want to get out of that. That might be a reason. The second Reason might be you might be waiting for promotion that's not happening. There can be multiple reasons. You might not be projecting what you've been doing well. You might not be building your brand in the right way. You might be stuck there because of the politics that might happen. There can be multiple reasons, but putting together, the two broad topics can be these: stuck in comfort zone. You're not taking risk more. You're not exploring what you can do, and other external factors. All right, so that are hampering your promotions. These are the probable reasons why you might be stuck and unhappy. So now let's see what to do. So I'll be also giving you action points. This is not just going to be an information kind of a video. I'm going to be giving you action points which are implementable. Once you watch this video, you can actually get on with the plan and start implementing it. All right, so that's how this video is going to be. So the second thing is what do you do next if you're stuck? So the first thing is actively explore your career options in the right approach. So don't get tensed. Don't beat yourself up. Self-care is a very important thing that I teach in for my students. So actively explore your career options in the right approach. All right. So need not look far for a solution. You need not because preparing to make a switch is a long process. It might you might not hit the success very soon. That might again cause more demotivation. So look at things that are within your own organization. All right. So the third thing is current company might offer you new challenges. You might just have to find it. All right. So these are the things that you can immediately look at. If you have good connects with people outside of your team, it might not be in your vertical. Let's say you're in engineering, but you want to switch to marketing or anything that interests you. Please make that connect, talk to people, and you will definitely you will explore things that are already available. All right. So that's the next thing that you can do. And beyond that, let's see how do you do it. All right. So this is the action plan part. Internal job postings. If you have a website or emailing list which you can subscribe to, which talks about internal job postings, please get subscribed to that. And your action items are these. All right. Constantly or periodically check internal job postings. Get subscribed to that emailing list. Note down the skill requirements. Internal job postings will obviously have what are the kind of roles, responsibilities, skill set that they are looking for. Look at your own strengths and weaknesses. And if you are following this the career planning series, you will know how to identify your strengths and weaknesses. Just go through those videos. Look for training opportunities internally. Many training opportunities are provided free of cost. There might be a learning portal that you might have at your organization which you probably are never aware of. Just check that out. Ask people who are around you. Check for any certification requirements. Or some internal jobs might ask you to be a certified professional in certain areas. Just look at it, invest in your own self-development and get going with that. All right. The sixth one is self-learn courses essential to succeed at the new role. We have gone past the information age. Information is out there. You just have to have a structured learning approach. And that's something which I also teach within my community for my students. So self-learn, there are lots of things, just that you have to keep an open eye and open mindset and start learning. All right, so these are your action items for this point, internal job postings. The second is subscribe to your internal social media feeds. Very, very, very important. All right, so if you really want to build your influence, stand out as someone who adds value. Very important. So action items under this. See if your org uses internal employee-only platforms like Yammer and all. So get going with that. Engage on posts, add value, share what you're doing on a day-to-day basis. It might not be exactly where you are working in, the areas of interest that you have currently, or the areas that you are working on currently, but it can be varied topics which interest you. All right. So find out what kind of internal social media feeds that you have. Follow these action items after that. Third one, might be straightforward, but many people find it a little tricky. Might be to just go talk to your manager. Action items under this: call for a one-on-one meeting. Look at a formal or and informal rules about changing jobs in-house. So if your manager is not aware of it, maybe through him, get in touch with your HR team or even some other person. All right. So for example can be you must have worked a minimum of 2 years to switch current job within the internal teams. That might be a criteria that your organization might be having. So outstanding loans might be fulfilled before making the switch. All these things might be there which you might not be aware. So please be aware of all these things. Okay, so this is the third thing that you can do, talking to your manager. The fourth thing is, if you have a skip level meeting opportunity, check with your next level boss. And the action items under this can be few things like this. Discuss with your own boss before discussing with your skip level boss. Keep your boss posted if you see that's the right approach. So it need not be always true, but if you see that, if you're open, if your boss is open to all these kind of conversations, just keep them open and talk to your next level manager. Check if any such transfers have already happened and what are the rules. If that has gone through a seamless process, if it has someone who's switched between teams, between verticals, what kind of experience they have got, probably you can talk about this. And if opportunities are available, ask for the formal way or process to apply for the same. All right, so understanding the process and then applying and going through that. So that's something you can also do. This is a next point. And let's see, fifth point, probably a little easier thing to do is talk to your colleagues or peers about how their teams are doing. If you want to work with some individuals, some managers, you can always get in touch with them and share this opinion that you have. Request for information interview. You can interview people within our organization. It's called information interview, so that you gain certain information, so that you gain access into what goes on day in and day out in other teams. All right, this can be the next action item for you. Ask them how their typical day at work looks like, so that you know what challenges they face, what skill set they have learned, so that you can adopt and work towards that. Third one is build connection and network with them. So it's very important that you build your network connection with them, and that will help you learn a little bit more about what they do day in and day out. The fourth point is, a review. So let's see what's coming under this. So once you have a plan, once you have put all this action into work, create a visual tool to see the options that you have got. So you might have done one or more of the action points that I just spoke about, but then put it in a visual chart. So I'll probably leave a link on the mind mapping tool that I use. It's very simple, like what you can see on the screen. Visual tools always help you to put your ideas up, onto a screen, so that you can refine that and prioritize all those things easily. Match skills with requirements. You know what your skills are, you know what the requirements are, what are the gap areas. That's something you will be very clear once you do this. List down professional development opportunities. All right, under this, tuition assistance. Some companies, they offer tuition assistance, but they say, we'll pay for the tuition, but just that you have to stay with us for 2 years or something like that. Leadership skills coaching, software programming kind of coaching, management training and certifications. All these things might already be internally available, or you can invest externally and your organizations might pay you for this. All right, so you just have to list down all these opportunities that are available internally. These are very simple and straightforward. Have a plan, put your plan into action, review all those things. And now let's conclude on this. All right, so this is your internal advancement and development opportunities. And so this is the conclusion. All right, so just by signing up for certain courses internally can send a signal to your higher ups, to your leaders, that you are someone who's keen on developing your skills, improving yourself, and also what you want in your career. Right, specific skill set requires specific kind of understanding and knowledge and implementation. And just by signing up, people will have this idea. Second is can open up opportunities when you start asking and discussing about your interests and plans. So don't shy away. Even if you have certain thoughts, if you have certain inclination towards working in specific teams, specific verticals, go on and talk about it. All right. The third thing is it's easier to get your career back on track than what you think. So many people, as I first started off saying, it need not be always about jumping ships. You can talk about things internally and get things sorted. And lots of companies have some amazing career progression plans. So just be even aware of what are the levels that are out there, and be very clear on how to progress, what roles you have to take up, what kind of skill set that you have to use in order to progress in these levels. All right, so that's the thing. So I'll catch you on the next one. And if you're someone who's very keen on learning certain very critical skills like leadership, influencing, because these constitute to more than 80%, 85% of your career success, I'll leave a link where you can join my free webinar, and I'll be more than happy to share the career success alchemy, which many people are using in my community to help themselves advance in their career and grow as a leader. All right, so thank you so much for watching till this moment. I'll catch you in the next one. Until then, take care, keep learning. Thank you.